Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you.
Hello and welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so grateful that you are here. I hope that you're having an incredible day. Today's podcast episode is for the person who is wanting to release stress, wanting to improve your mood, become the lightest and brightest version of yourself. You are going to gain so much from this episode if that is you right now. Before we jump into all of the things that I have prepared for you today, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update because this week actually is such a huge week for me in my career, and I just feel so grateful that I can share this with you guys because one of the listeners from this podcast right here has decided to fly me out to Dallas, Texas, and have me come speak at a beauty professional event, and I am so stoked. I cannot wait to pour into these women, and I'm just feeling like all of my little dreams are coming true. This is my first official speaking engagement that is going to be out of the state, that is completely paid for, which is really, really huge for me. So I'm just so happy that I decided a year ago to actually take the initiative to put everything that I am learning into this incredible podcast, Secrets to Alignment, and just share my heart and all of the things that I am learning and growing throughout this season of my life, because it is clearly leading to some really miraculous places. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for always sharing my episodes with your friends, the people who you think could actually benefit from hearing about this podcast. Thank you so much for sharing the episodes on social media. I've been getting plenty of shout outs on Instagram and Facebook, and I just feel really, really grateful. The podcast is officially in 36 countries around the world. Not just like available in 36 countries, there are listeners in 36 countries around the world, and just knowing that truly lights me up so much. My biggest passion and what gets me so excited on a daily basis is making an impact and helping people heal themselves and becoming the best, most vibrant version of them. And I'm just watching it happen, and I'm so grateful to be connected with all of you guys. So thank you so freaking much. You have no idea how much it means to me. Now, today I want to share a really, really important thing that has been in my life for many, many years, but has been something that has truly transformed the way that I perceive myself, my reality for the last couple years, very intentionally and consistently. And I've had such an incredible journey with it, and I really want to open this conversation up for you so that you can experience more peace, more fulfillment, more excitement, more gratitude, more happiness within your life. This one practice can improve your quality of life drastically, and that is meditation. I know that you hear all of the people talking about meditation. I know that you've probably talked to other people and you've decided maybe that's not for you. And trust me, I was in the exact same position. There was so many years of my life where I thought, okay, meditation is for those people, but I just simply can't get into it. And I don't think that I'm that kind of person who can sit down and meditate. And I want to share this journey with you guys because I have experienced such profound changes in my life because of this. And I truly do believe that meditation can be the way that you experience everything that you want in your life in a quicker timeline and in the most meaningful and impactful way. So I want to share a little bit about my journey with meditation from the beginning. In 2019, I discovered meditation, and before that I had heard people talk about it, but I really only thought that it was for like monks in other countries of the world. I didn't really know anyone personally who was meditating. And I have now been meditating for the last 3 years or so, more consistently the last 2 years. And again, the changes have been miraculous. So back in 2019, when I learned about it, I remember trying out meditation. I remember sitting there with my hands on my knees and just trying to figure out, how do I get into this thing called meditation that everyone raves about, that everyone says is like the ticket, the key to happiness and all these things. And I remember deciding within that time period of my life that maybe I'm just not ready for it yet. And I decided to just put it off a little bit longer. I ended up getting into my own apartment, and I decided, all right, you know what? I'm going to try to practice this a little bit more here and there. I would do these like little 30-day challenges with myself to meditate for like 10 minutes at the end of my workday or whatever, but I was never truly consistent with it. And by the time that I got to 2021, again, I was kind of in that same area. But by the time I got to 2022, I was actually pregnant with my daughter, and I really wanted to get more into meditation. I really made it an intention in 2022 to start dabbling in it a little bit more. In 2023, we ended up investing into our sauna. We also ended up having my daughter in the year of 2023. And that is where I really, really dove into meditation in a very intentional way and in a consistent practice. And it was definitely challenging for me. Like, I think that everyone has this preconceived notion that meditation has to just be this thing where you just sit still and you have no thoughts whatsoever and you just kind of go into some void or whatever. But it is actually not really like that. And I think a lot of times we can think that we're doing it wrong if we don't have that experience, if we're not having this transcendental experience where like you can see yourself from above or whatever. Like, we have all of these ideas of what we think meditation actually is, and what it actually is, what it comes down to is you just simply being aware of the thoughts that are in your mind and taking time to just slow yourself down, to not be plugged into this reality that we are seeing in front of us, the phones, the podcasts, the books, all the things that we're learning, and instead turning inwards, because your internal reality holds so much wisdom, and it can truly help you heal and become the best, most bright version of yourself, attract opportunities outside of yourself, become a vibrational match to your desires. There are so many incredible things that come from meditation. So if you have not really got into it, then I want to encourage you to just find some guided meditations. I do a lot of guided meditations on YouTube. There are plenty that are out there. You can look up stress relief meditations. You can look up gratitude, appreciation. You can look up visualizations. I love doing visualizations so much. I actually talked with one of my friends who's a multimillionaire. He's incredible. I ended up meeting him at a coffee shop back in 2021, and I happened to just stay connected with him for all of this time. I recently had lunch with him, and what he had told me, I asked him what his best advice was for me with the season of my life and my business where I'm currently at right now, what would support me the most. And he told me what he would have focused on at my age is actually visualizing what he wanted more frequently. And I took that information and I started visualizing almost every single day for months on end. And the things that have come into my life from doing that have been exactly my desires. For example, this incredible experience that I'm about to go on in a couple days, going to Dallas, flying to Dallas, getting my flights paid for, my stay paid for, and speaking on a stage that I am helping others, I am pouring into individuals. That has been something that I have journaled about in full detail. I have scripted what it's going to feel like when I am on that plane. I've talked about to my friends how excited I am to have that as my experiences. Whenever I talk to anyone about my long-term vision, I always talk about how I'm going to be flying across the country, across the world to impact people's lives all around me. And to see that that is now my reality, and it has been my reality for the last few years, is just really freaking incredible. I truly believe that when you visualize and you get into the feelings, more specifically the feelings that you'd like to experience from the experiences that you desire, you are able to call those in so much easier. And that actually goes along with the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is that like attracts like. And if like attracts like, that means that if we are intentional enough, we can actually create these feelings within us of the experiences that we'd like to have, and therefore we can bring these experiences to us through our vibration. So if you know that your desires are going to make you feel so excited, so expansive, so fulfilled, like you're making an impact and all of these things, I encourage you to use meditation to create those feelings within yourself first so that you can reverse engineer this experience, this reality that we get to have here and today. So for example, a lot of times we will say, I want to be successful. So if I do X, Y, and Z, I will be X, Y, and Z. But what I want you to do is reverse engineer this. If I am successful, I feel X, Y, and Z. Therefore, how can I create those feelings in my life right now? Instead of waiting for something to happen like that promotion, getting a new car, getting your own place, whatever it is that you truly deeply desire, instead of waiting for those things to happen, to feel happy, to feel successful, to feel worthy, to feel important, all of these different things, instead of waiting for those external circumstances to make you feel something internally, why don't you choose to feel into those experiences now so that you can actually shift and change the neural pathways within your brain, and then it will help you, it will direct your intuition to the exact opportunities, the people, the places, the things that you need to go to or connect with so you can have those desires, and those desires can be in your reality as quickly as possible. Now, I love to meditate on like a daily basis. This is something that's become a non-negotiable for me. I even have a daughter who's 2 years old, and yet I still prioritize this over everything. This is a non-negotiable for me every single day because it allows me to connect with myself. It allows me to connect with source, with God, with the universe, and really call in the blessings that I truly need, the prayers that I have. It allows me to send love to the people who are around me. It allows me to come up with new ideas. It gives me the creative space and the creative energy to actually go and take my internal ideas and create them into physical actions and tangible results. It truly shifts so much for me. And I've noticed the incredible results that have come from prioritizing this. And that's why it's a non-negotiable in my life. And again, I know we constantly hear people talking about meditation, how great it is, but you have to get to the point yourself where you finally prioritize it. And all I would do is just start with like 5 minutes a day. Start with just 5 minutes a day where you're actually giving yourself some time to fully think through the thoughts that are in your mind. Allow yourself to just the space and time to just express how you're feeling, what you can control, what you can't control, and let go of the things that you can't control and take action on the things that you can control. That's a form of meditation right there. And if that doesn't sound exciting to you, then imagine yourself sitting there in space. Like typically whenever I meditate, there's a few different places in my mind that I go to. When I was 19, I was dating this guy and he took me to a beach in Malibu. And oh my gosh, the visions that I have of me being in this beach, I have so many visions of where I am taking my life. And this specific beach has come up time and time again. I imagine myself sitting on top of a cliff looking out at this beach. I imagine myself walking down a beach house going into the water. I've imagined myself just sitting by the water, experiencing this beautiful scenery. And in my meditations, I typically will like transport myself to this beautiful space on earth that I have been to that I love so much. So I will sometimes think about that. Sometimes I'll think about me just like floating in space amongst the stars because I'm really, really into space and I love the planets and the stars and the moon and the sun and all the things. So there's other times where I'll be thinking about myself there, which I love. There are other times where I'll actually just be simply just closing my eyes and just allowing myself to go wherever it takes me, or I see my dream home or my dream relationship, whatever. I will just get really, really intentional with just allowing myself to go wherever that I need to within that moment. And what I also love about guided meditations is that there's so many incredible guided meditations on YouTube where it's actually guiding you through a journey within yourself where you're feeling into more peace, more surrender, more letting go, more happiness and fulfillment. There are all these different areas that we can call in more peace and guidance and love and appreciation and all these different things into our lives. And that's exactly what I would recommend you to do within this season of your life because it can truly support you so much. So meditation is so special because it actually activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So you have your parasympathetic nervous system and then you have your sympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system, it is actually notifying your brain and your body that you are safe, that you are okay, that you are able to restore, recharge, replenish, and you're able to actually come to a state in your body where you can experience calm and just happiness and fulfillment and contentment. And then the sympathetic nervous system is actually there to help and guide you in many ways, but it's a lot of times your protection mechanism. The sympathetic nervous system is going to get triggered whenever you are in a state of fight or flight. Maybe you're fixing a problem, maybe you're trying to work through something. We typically be in this sympathetic state when we are being active, we're doing something or whatever. But when we are in that parasympathetic state, again, it is channeling in this state of calmness. And when you can get really, really deep into that parasympathetic state, it's actually going to trigger your theta brain waves. And those theta brain waves right there, that is where you are connecting with your most internal guidance. Maybe you're connecting with God energy, whatever that you personally believe in. You are receiving the information, the downloads, the guidance that is actually going to support you within the moments you are currently in right now. So if you're trying to manifest more success into your life, if you're trying to manifest a better relationship, more communication, whatever it is, wherever that you're at, that theta state or that parasympathetic state, whenever you are completely in that calm Zen state, that is where you're going to have the best ideas. You are going to have so much compassion, so much grace for yourself and for others, and it can truly impact the way that you actually move within a daily basis, the habits that you have within your daily life. This can truly impact so many different areas for you. So I really just want to encourage you, if you have not got into meditation or you tried it in the past, I totally understand where you're at. And maybe right now might not be the best time for you, but maybe give it another shot, give it another try and just see how you feel. Because truly, again, the more that I have prioritized this beautiful thing that everyone says is so magical, I've experienced the magic from it. And I really just want to encourage everyone who's listening to actually spend more time doing this. I find myself truly craving this space, and I don't want to go any day without it because I notice the impact that it makes for me. I notice how it slows me down, how it makes me more present. It makes me more of a loving mother. It allows me to connect with myself, my higher self, my inner child, God, source, universe, all of the things. It allows me to just get really deeply connected. Meditation has so many benefits. It helps you with your sleep quality. It lowers your blood pressure. It helps with your memory. It even helps with balancing out your emotions. So your emotional regulation is going to improve just by prioritizing meditation, even if it's only 10 minutes a day. It also strengthens your immune system. It can even reduce depression and anxious symptoms. So for me, I feel like it's just a no-brainer. Like, I love, love, love these little things that we can do 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, however much that you can dedicate to this, with all of the incredible benefits that it has. In my opinion, I'm like, why wouldn't you take the time to do that? Like, it helps with so much. You're leaving so much greatness on the table if you don't choose to tap into this. And I think that once you get to that point where you're doing it consistently, you really understand how much of an impact that it makes. So last but not least, you want to just find the meditation practice that's going to work best for you. What works best for me might not be what works best for you, but I just, again, want to just encourage you to connect with yourself. Another way that I love to connect with myself, with my brain, with my body, I love, love, love doing breath work. Breath work has been something that I've been really intentional about the last year, and it has also really made a drastic change within my nervous system as well. I'm very into nervous system regulation, and your breath is the way that you can really, really make a difference in how you are feeling internally and your emotions, your emotional body, your energy. So if you could just start to prioritize these little tiny practices, you will start to feel the results. And I assume that you're going to get really, really hooked. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, I am always here to support you guys. I love having conversations with you guys in the DMs or even in person. Like, I run run into some of my listeners all the time, and I'm like, hi, like I love hearing your guys' takeaways and what you're learning and how you are actually applying these things in your life. And again, if you have questions, I am totally here for you. I want to support you on this journey of just expansion and connection, enlightenment, all of the things. So I'm always here for you. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions, reach out to me, and I will see you guys next Monday.